All right, everyone. Hello out there. Happy National Poetry Month from the library. Yeah, thank you. I like the call and response for National Poetry Month. Very exciting. My name is Rob Casper. I'm the head of the Poetry and Literature Center here at the library, and I'm delighted to welcome you to tonight's event, the National Youth Poet Laureate Commencement. Before I go further, let me tell you a little bit about the Poetry and Literature Center at the Library of Congress. If you don't know, we are home to the U.S. Poet Laureate, and our current laureate, Tracy K. Smith, who's great. There we go. Will be concluding her second term on April 15th, just across the street in our Jefferson building at the historic Coolidge Auditorium. You should find out about that event if you don't know about it. To check it out, you can go to our website, www.lsc.gov/poetry. We also have a sign-up sheet outside. You can sign up, and we'll send you emails about that event and future poetry events. For many years, because of the law establishing our Poet Laureate position, the Library of Congress did not promote other laureates. I'm happy to say we've changed our tune, and on the 15th, Tracy K. Smith will be welcoming Poets Laureate from Indiana, Hawaii, Nevada, New York, and Oklahoma to share the stage with her. Yeah, it's a great group. But really, everything changed 2 years ago when the first National Youth Poet Laureate came to visit the Poetry and Literature Center. I had served on the final judging committee for the position, and I couldn't have been more pleased that Amanda Gorman was appointed. You can read all about her and her visit to the office on our blog from the Catbird Seat, Poetry and Literature at the Library of Congress. But let me just say that everyone was wowed by her, as they continue to be. And Tracy was as well, so much so that she had Amanda kick off her opening reading as U.S. Poet Laureate on that great stage. It is in the same spirit that I want to first welcome to this stage our DC Youth Poet Laureate, Gabriela Orosco, and yes, indeed, just a second. And I want to also, after her, welcome Prince George's County Poet Laureate Maijan Cradle to kick things off. Thank you.
My name is Gabriela Orosco, and I'll be reading a poem. Welcome to my city. Hear the songs of my city, the rhythm of the marching band's military symphony, strength that inspires me. Silence in the museum halls and snowy nights, listen to the soliloquy that captures the beauty of my home, Washington, D.C. My city that echoes the protester shouts, our valiant voices reverberating throughout the streets, glorious avenues, and everyday bus routes, reaching the ears of lobbyists and businessmen, elevating the dreams of the school children, carried by the stirring gusts of autumn wind that uplift the hopes that rise above the din. City with kids like you and me, whose words beg to be set free, and whose courage rivals the intensity of those who wrote for liberty. This place I call my home, it defines me. Setting aside grandeur for gritty fights and chanting in the streets taught me to raise my fist and pray for peace. City representing me oh so clearly. Art, poetry, policy, words seeking validity, hunting for meaning in congressional library, somehow believing in poetry, hoping words will fix this broken country. I have a craving for change and I am hungry. The yearning prose of this place defines my identity. I am the partisan politics of this place in which I place myself. This presidential palace turned into a pompous parade of people pointing fingers at someone else. I am the bitter bickering between red and blue, the bigoted bellow of the unabashed crowd full of booze. I am the op-eds and opulent museums, the Oval Office and Ocasio-Cortez and everything in between. I come from this deep divide. Dangerous deeds wrought from each side. I am the device of distance which no one dares cross. I am the voice of dissent, and I have dug the deep trench into which I make my descent. I am the spirit of the city caught fire. A torch of hope struck a light, the fierce blaze of the pyre. I am Washington, D.C. Bear witness as my flames reach higher. Thank you.
I want to say first off, thank you. It's a pleasure, a blessing, and honor to be here. The title of my piece tonight is titled Color Adds Character. You see, I was crowned king as I exited out the womb, and God's glory was written on the stone of my tomb. My skin flawless, color in the lines, black and brown beauty, crystal clear to the blind. So you gotta know your worth and then tax it. And then every day, practice. You see, everything was already set up to never say what the facts is. I look in the mirror, I see blackness. It's so attractive. But what a shame that in this country it came with fatal attraction. I've been the blackest arms, ringing in your lawn. She look in the mirror. She knows she the bomb. Heat wave, bear the heat, we been slaves, took the bondage and painted gold on our chains, two-way view. Either I grew too comfortable or I just did what black folks do and make the best out of anything that we come across. Faith, dreams, hopes. See, we ain't never lost. It's superheroes among us. We hold our heads high, even though they hung us. Adversity, ain't that. Progress, they hate that. Tags don't work, melanin, you can't make that. Only one God that I know can create that. It's only one Jesus, skin of bronze, hair of wool. I'm sorry, but the white man ain't that. We made diamonds out of dirt. Took what they gave us and we done made it work. We done been beaten and we done been worse. And carrying the hearse like the loved one hurts, but we never gave up. Fists still raise up. God still alive, so I'ma still send a praise up. Faithful works, I pray to God that it pays up. How many people do you know? Shine brightest on the darkest of days, the dark of the shade, the dark of the hate, but the louder we say, surely. This is my color add character. I mean, surely does it breed the envious and jealousy. I mean, look at me. The sun bounced off my skin and hit the backboard. Despite all the problems, what shouldn't I want to be back for? See, God painted a masterpiece, and every brush of brown was something out of fantasy. Goddesses I'm looking at, never could they handle she. Powerful black man, and never could they handle me. Made diamonds out of dirt, took what they gave us, and we done made it work. See, I come from a lineage of warriors and engineers, pharaohs and pioneers, but we done seen our fair share of pain, struggle, bloody tears, poverty and potent fears, high hopes and potent cheers, funerals for a couple peers, took the bad with the good and the good with the bad, a couple whites who do some good, a couple blacks who done bad, but the moral of the story is, if you don't learn to love yourself, you're ready for combat. Don't let them make you think different, they will do it on contact. You see, I'm me, destiny with dark skin. I happily signed that contract. My black is everything, the world's most precious ancient artifact. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Camilla Davis. I am the National Director of the Youth Poet Laureate Program. So honored. Poet, scholar, and teacher educator, and I'm here to welcome all of you and to contextualize our event just a little bit. So I have had the great privilege and honor of being able to support the Youth Poet Laureates during the 2018 Patricia Fraser's term as National Youth Poet Laureate, during which we have also produced the inaugural Youth Poet Laureate Anthology titled after one of Patricia's poems. At least I know my neighbor's name. So we'll have that for you after the event. And I also like to speak briefly about how the Youth Poet Laureate program sits at the intersection of democracy and poetry. So as a scholar, I have been studying democracy, and I believe that it is democracy that allows America to attempt human liberation. And at the same time, it is democracy that has kept so many people unfree. But poetry improves democracy in that it shows America the very best of herself, what we are and who we can be. In my leadership at the National Youth Poet Laureate Program and as a scholar, I have gathered the evidence to argue that this program, which grants the distinguished title and platform of a laureateship to young people across America's urban cities, not only amplifies youth voice, but it grants them access and power to mobilize their ideas. And in this way, poetry allows us to reflect, to critically analyze, and it equips us to act in ways that support a more just, critical, multicultural form of democracy. And we're here tonight to celebrate all of our national finalists and to amplify the great work that's happening in this region of the country. So I invite each of you as a welcome to join us in celebrating. I invite you to listen critically to the poetry and to join us as the Youth Poet Laureates reimagine and represent democracy tonight. Thank you. And next, I have the honor of introducing our host for the evening. I'll read her bio for those that don't know. Mahogany Brown. She is writer, organizer, educator, currently the artistic director of Urban Word NYC. Yes. Brown has received literary awards from Agnes Gunn, Air Sinrimbe, Kaveh Kanem, Poets House in Rauschenberg. She is the author of Woke Baby and Black Girl Magic, Kissing Caskets, Dear Twitter, and the forthcoming Woke, A Young Poet's Guide to Justice. She resides in Brooklyn. She's an amazing human being and a wonderful host. Give it up for Mahogany Brown. Yeah.
Make some noise for Dr. Davis. Did you hear that little ditty she wrote? That was like 400 words, and it had my entire life in it. Thank you for fixing us. And please come back and do it again. So we're going to hear from 5 amazing poets. I want to welcome them to the stage, so hold your applause till they all get a hear, yeah? We want Maron Levy Wright, Baltimore Youth Poet Laureate. We want... Y'all couldn't even help. You was like... She's gonna have her own time, her own bio, I promise. We have Asura Tahagee, and this is the current Seattle Youth Poet Laureate. We have Jackson Neal, the current Houston Youth Poet Laureate. Haviland Whiting, Nashville's Youth Poet Laureate. And finally, Kara Jackson, Chicago's Youth Poet Laureate. Please make some noise for these poets. Did we all get our pictures? Do you see this? Look what's happening, all right? We're prepared. The slayage is happening right here in our Library of Congress. Thank you, Sorelli. Give it up for Michael Sorelli. Making it work, making it happen. So these young poets, all amazing in their own right, all have work in this amazing anthology. Please make sure you pick up not one, but 2, one for yourself and one for a gift. Their work is here, and they're going to be reading from that today. And we're going to listen closely and clearly, and we're going to yell for them. And if you hashtag it, do that. If you record it, turn your volume down so that when it reads back, we don't hear it, huh? First up, Maron Levy Wright-Kerr. Now you can make noise. I got your bio, baby. I got your bio. It's all good. You look lovely. I love that. That was perfect. 17-year-old senior in high school, the current Baltimore Youth Poet Laureate, and the youngest to obtain this title yet. What? She is also the 2018 Hyperbole winner and 2019 Baltimore Youth Grand Slam winner. It's a lot happening. Maren is a member as well as current co-captain of the International Championship Baltimore City Youth Poetry Slam team and is a Young Arts finalist in writing. All we ask is that you stay open and present. If you hear anything you like tonight, you say, ooh, ah, aight, nice, what, word? And my favorite is wow. Let them know that you hear them, all right? Make some noise for our first poet, Maren.
Let a poet be president. Turn the Oval Office into a soapbox. Scrub it clean for the first time ever, because poetry trumps Trump. Standing up stanzas instead of building up walls, what is more patriotic than a pen? leaving irreversible marks wherever it lands. Ain't that American? Red or blue ink on white paper, ain't that American? Immigrating from pocket to page, let a poet be president, and no more wars will be waged. Just spoken word, turn arrow, shot from a Cupid's bow to make this country know love for the first time ever. All armies armed with group pieces, instead of gunshots, just snaps. And the only fire to be found would be this poem. But if not, let a poet be soldier. We are prepared for civil war that is anything but civil. We are prepared for civil war that is anything but civil. Let poets slam, but this time, just not each other. Thank you.
So how y'all doing? I'm gonna do another poem for you guys tonight, but I just want to do a little quick shout out to my family. They're back there. Love them. Yeah.
How hard would it be to find Nemo if he were as dark as the ocean floor? There are too many other fish in the sea to see him suffocate, and I've been told we all look alike, so how hard would it be to find his body amongst the rest of us? How hard would it be to find Black Nemo? In Baltimore, Sally can sure as hell sell seashells by the seashore, but you can be sure a nigga like Nemo can't sell cigarettes without assassination. Call it Finding Eric, because of course you cannot breathe when you are drowning. How can the rest of us just keep swimming when we were already fish out of water to begin with? Out of wishes, out of ways to wade in the water so we don't wave our freedom goodbye, because I feel like currently it's a Black Nemo still lost in the tides from let's name the species to trapped in a tank in like 3 scenes. How hard would it be to find Black Nemo still dog paddling through the school to prison pipeline? Ain't no way to be more Pacific about the Great Barrier Reef keeping my people from succeeding. If Nemo was Black, would his father even know he was lost to begin with? Would Black Marlin ever stick around the sea to see his sea men be men? Or would he follow in the flippers of almost any Black father and be clownfish, be clown, be too lost for finding Nemo? Maybe that's why so many Black boys are falling off the deep end. How hard would it be to find Nemo's bones alone, disintegrating in a predator's stomach? Because I'm a nice shark, swims right off a great white president's or a great white police officer's tongue too easy, because body cameras ain't waterproof yet, because shark tails are the only parts you ever see come to the surface, so of course they never reflect the truth in the water, because America be Shark Week on repeat. If man is 70% water, how hard would it be to find Nemo within ourselves before his life goes down the drain? And no, all drains don't lead to the ocean, kid. All drains lead to sewage, lead to a storm of very Pacific proportions. And I wonder how hard would finding Nemo be then? Great White Shark says, fish are friends, not food, I reply. With friends like these, who needs anemones? Thank you.
You can go ahead, stand up for this poet. Go ahead and stand up for this poet. Stand up for this poet. Stand up for our young people. Stand up for this poet. Let's go. Like Finding Nemo will never be the same, huh? Movies gonna change after tonight. After tonight, it's all gonna be different, friends. You ready for the next poet? Say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Asura Tahagee is the Seattle Youth Poet Laureate. Community justice and healing motivates Azura's artistic process. Poetry inspires movements for radical change, and Azura strives to continue the legacy by commanding attention to injustice while invoking a future without it. Please welcome to the stage, Azura.
Womanhood speaks to patriarchy uninterrupted for the first time. The whole time you withheld your love from me, I waited, found 100 different knots for my tongue, sewed a chain of pawn shop rings, molded a makeshift Eve from wax, sipped glass like water, and hung mirrors on every wall. I confessed my sins to the corner I assigned myself in your absence, counted every calorie and word wasted trying to reel you in without pulling too desperate. I would have loved myself first, but that would have been unfaithful. So instead, I shrank and shrank and shrank until forgiveness nestled a tumor in the cradle of my hips, and I said, thank you. Even though I asked to be human, you made me woman instead. So patriarchy, where do I begin? My first word was no. So the second one you taught me was sorry. I remember learning the word sister, tentatively calling hers my own, my daughter's innocence, girlhood, while you called it your fetish. Everything always has to be sexy for you to listen. So I made my body a megaphone, hollow and amplifying. I learned for women, ugly is short for worthless. So I trained every bone in my body to bend pretty, so one day, slim and sharp enough, I could cough one up like a swallowed key, unlock privilege from the femininity you forced me to stomach sometimes. I wrap my arms around my body and find myself grasping at helium. You always want me to sound higher, be lighter than air itself, be only defined by your shapes I fill when you are not looking. I put on my face every day, come home and wash it down the drain, pick apart whatever is between my legs for you, like this is woman enough. This isn't patriarchy. You twisted sisterhood into a rat race. Now I look at them and see only what I do not have, so I need you like I need air. When you're pushing my head underwater, telling me to liberate myself at the same time, patriarchy, my sisters are dying, and you're always mistaking their blood as lipstick stains. You only seem to care when they have your last name. To be woman means to be blamed for your own casket, and I'm tired of funerals, so I learned feminism. Will you love this feminism when it is not pretty? Will you love this movement when it does not turn you on? Will you love me when I am not pretty? Will you love me when I do not turn you on? I know you've made some progress, patriarchy. On some occasions, you've even raised your fists with us, but even your most progressive heroes come home to beat me. So I'm done waiting for you to love me back. I'm taking every hour spent silent and screaming to fill balloons at a party I throw for me and my sisters, and you are not gonna invite yourself this time. It'll be so luxurious, it'll be so redemptive. Your God will foot the bill. Every mirror will shatter. We'll forgive on our own time, and there you'll be, waiting. Thank you. The next poem. Thank you. Thank you so much. The next poem I'm going to share is titled Allegiance. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. After Safia El Hello. Dear America, as much as you believe your walls are the only foundations I need, I still have faith in other nations. To begin, I pledge allegiance to my papa, whose embrace feels like continents. I pledge allegiance to the girls on Instagram who gas each other up in every selfie. I pledge allegiance to the heart eyes emoji and its star-spangled cousin. I pledge allegiance to La Tienda on the corner by the train, sheltering kids who just don't want to go home yet. I pledge allegiance to the station and the murals in Soto. I pledge allegiance to the South End, to the winters where our friends did not make it, to the Northwest summer lake still cold as my brother implodes its tides. I pledge allegiance to the last brave gulp of air before someone learns to swim. I pledge allegiance to libraries and everywhere else you don't have to pay to exist. I pledge allegiance to the cocooning tent city on Town Hall's lawn, the requests blasting outside the youth jail on New Year's. I pledge allegiance to the external battery friend and the bus drivers who wait, America. I am not starved of faith. These two are nations in repair of you. America, I need the diligence of a "did you get home safe" text. I need justice not hung by a price tag. I need a country more than a flock of wolves demanding its prey act more alive. I need patriotism that's more than a stiletto on someone else's pulse, and I don't have a name for the change that's happening yet. Just know I'll be there, juggling the pebbles in my shoes as I sharpen my oyster knife on the mountain. I'll sit this squirming nation between my mama's knees as the bristle brush scrapes a pink trail down its coaxed neck. I will dare you, America, to move your head an inch before you make your transformation take any longer or be any more painful than it already is. America, you have left the porch light off far too many times that you're running out of chances to convince me you are still home, and I don't worship your tyranny or want to fill your shoes either. My poetry is the mouse at the foot of your elephant. I will leave you running, humbled, knowing we grew someplace brighter where your walls once trampled. Thank you.
Please stand up for our poet. I feel like with these young people, like really, patriarchy really doesn't have a chance. TV gonna be different. Instagram gonna be different. I'm excited. Our next poet, are you ready to say yeah, yeah? Yeah. Jackson Neal is the Houston Youth Poet Laureate, a queer Scorpio poet. Jackson is a National Young Arts Foundation winner in writing, two-time Space City Grand Slam champion, and Provost Nonfiction Prize winner. Please welcome to the mic, Jackson Neal.
Death dropped from grace. Left heel buckled in the soft of me, right heel slung like an axe. I shred a hall of boy-shaped mirrors with the teeth of my stiletto. Everything about me is crisp. I make a blade of wings and slash new eyeliner. I make a man of red clay and crush him for my rouge. Look at me, but only when I say. Light is nothing but the flash of my manicure, the sheen of my thigh highs. I coax morning back into its shell with the tip of my acrylic. Oh yes, honey, I'm bad. Creature of rhinestone and clavicle, creature of leather and gems. Even my boy name shatters when I clack against pavement. Look at me, and don't look away as I drip from your sky, a petrel bird, a wisp of fire, laying waste to men who envy me. Is this what it takes to keep the queens alive? The nation of Adam split at the seam. At a library in Houston, a white man in a MAGA hat pointed a gun at the drag queen asked to read stories to children. Walking to my car in makeup, a hive of frat boys threatened to beat me. There are men so afraid of women they would torch their own mothers to forget where they come from. I steal lip gloss from my mother's purse and invite the same. Sometimes I am both my mom and the match. So what to do? But let our bodies fall Rain kissing a forest fire at the party. The walls are christened by our sweat as we throw ourselves into the air. A legion of lace-dyed women cackle, I'm dead, meaning I have left Earth to join the circus. One by one we jump, faces stretched so wide, they split a nation runny with the yoke of our lips. Nowhere could be further from death in the brief moments we are flying in reverse, not Earth, not heaven, not dead, only a dazzling slaughter of the old name, back art like horizon, lights out the instant we drop. Thank you. So I am the National Youth Poet. I am the Youth Poet Laureate from Houston, Texas, and so this next poem is for my city. Multiple choice test after the hurricane. Question 1. Houston's 2015 flood was so large, meteorologists predicted it could only happen once every 500 years. In 2016, a second 500-year flood hit my city. In 2017, Hurricane Harvey was so large, meteorologists predicted it could only happen once every 1,000 years. What does 20 centuries of grief look like? A. Grandmother's home, a wooden skeleton, each plank the plea of a drowning man, oak piano, ceramic chickens, the wedding photos, all of it. Drenched in shit, salt-crusted, buried under dead possums. B. Your father, 49, crying in his mom's arms. What we do not hold, the ocean takes. It is hard to place water. There is water in the body. There is a body of water. There are bodies in the water. C, 34 trillion gallons. D, 20 centuries is a grief beyond religion. The earth is gone after 40 days, and then what? This water takes planets. It floods heaven. The ocean knows no God. Question 2. If we close our eyes, the rain will also sound like A, fire. B, our homes cracked open. C, our bodies husked like crawfish. D, rain. Just rain. It's just rain, it won't stop. Question 3. When the mother asks, have you seen my son? What is the correct response? A, only in pictures, on the wall at CVS, the news' missing persons list here, creased inside your hand. B, maybe, beneath water. C, you think she is referring to sky? No, ma'am. Our son has left us. Even that was drowned. We have only the moon pulling ocean over our head. D, I'm so sorry. Question 4. When the politicians offer only prayers, you will tell them A, it is dangerous to pray in the midst of spirits. We are warned not to drink the water, for the way the dead will pull your stomach and speak using your vessel. Your amens taste like a mouth of venom. B, who is your God? What's his tax bracket? What's his party? Is he white? Is your God insured? Did you make tithes? Did you make a tax cut? Did you make a sacrifice? Was our blood enough? C, actually, I know your God. God of coal, God of oil, God of fracking, God of overdevelopment, massive hurricanes 3 times, the more likely God of Trinity, God of Noah. Take your God back. We ask for no blessings. We give no thanks. We taste the blood of salt and spit. D, I have seen the way you bend plate and sea. When the Gulf of Mexico is 10 degrees warmer, was it not by your hand? Did you not co-sign this land to 185 oil and gas companies? Where we once had soil to hold us, there is only concrete. Hurricane intensity has risen 15%. What is 15% of a prayer? Answers. We are a people made of more answers than problems. Our answers inundate sea, a renewable wind, river, yes, still breathing. There are answers in my Nana's cooking. When we had to evacuate and every road was closed, we found a way out. Our answers float. They say love. There are answers in my people. My people. My clutch city. My H-town till I drown. My H-town has drowned. And I wonder why that is not answer enough.
Jackson Neal. This feels like a Zumba class, huh? You get in, you sit down, you have to get back up. I almost threw my shoe. It felt very spiritual. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Next up, yeah, that baby tall. Haviland Whiting is the Nashville Youth Poet Laureate and a junior in high school. She is a world traveler and an avid reader, a writer, and a musician, having played the cello for 12 years. She enjoys learning languages to help better connect to the world and the people around her. Please welcome to the mic, Haviland Whiting.
Nashville. The sun is setting over the city, a symphony of silence save for a passing car. I watched my city turn off her lights, say goodnight to the roofs and chimneys, and light the moon ablaze. Nashville, golden even when all is dark. Music follows a woman home on Broadway, her husband plays in a bar downtown. A girl treks to the corner mart in Edge Hill, her daddy watching from the window. And in a university, a student stares at a ceiling, wondering how he ended up here, miles from California. Here, Nashville has a skyline people write songs about, with evergreen and skies streaked with the fading light of days gone by. And as tea brews on the stove in 1962, a young boy takes his seat at a counter downtown, his skin the same color as the coffee spilled on his white button-down. And in 1864, sepia tones reveal Nashville putting on her work boots as gunfire echoes through the night. Walking through the streets of a slumbering city, I am heavy with the bones of those who support the street below my feet. Shawnee women weave and braid hair in a window. I'm watching history unfold during my long walk home. Here we have party girls in their drinking games painting the town happy. We have tourists in their cowboy boots and low-rise jeans losing themselves on 12th South. We have the girl walking to the corner mart, remembering where her friends lived before a university expanded, or a shopping mall, or another high-rise. Nashville, what is the price of a family, of a home, of sun-bleached days on the basketball court? What happens to a friendship when even the projects get too expensive? What about the homes, now skeletons? No little girls with their braids and beads, or me and my light-up Skechers. There are people who have nowhere to go. Breathing in this high-rise city becomes difficult when I remember how cold the winters here get, and how much colder it must be when you're sleeping outside. We have people who consider the bottom of a bridge the closest thing to home. As I hand the man on the corner of Wedgwood all of the change in my pocket, I wonder how long it will take until he too becomes a memory. People speaking their minds will bring change, will bring righteousness, and will bring slumber to the bodies sleeping. And maybe the college student sends the streetlight reflected off the pavement to his love in California. Maybe he tells her, I miss the beach, but damn, do these Nashvillians know how to dance. And as the sepia tones fade out, the wife and her soldier dance the Tennessee waltz as candlelight flickers. As the sun sets on the sleeping city, I bottle up her last rays. I release my love over the skyline, the ones people write songs about. When I arrive home, I remember how imperfect home is. Nashville, heartbreak city. There are things that need fixing, lights that need replacing, shelves that need dusting, and hearts that need breaking. But it is home, nonetheless. A city of music, of love, of missed buses and art museums, of forgetting and cold nights. Thank you. Thank you. This next poem is dedicated to 26 girls who were found off the coast of the Mediterranean, dead as victims of sex trafficking. Why you wanna fly, blackbird? You ain't ever gonna fly. Why you wanna fly, blackbird? You ain't ever gonna fly. When the men come, set yourself on fire. Worcestershire. 1. On the first day of war, or maybe it was religion, God said to carry bullets under our tongues. He said, "These men will try and swallow your holy. I'll protect you," and shrouded us in cloaks called skin. Eve said, "How beautiful it is to be wearing the night." 2. On the second day of beauty, Eve plucked an apple from the tree, lifted it to her lips. God said, "Stop, that strange fruit." Eve folded up her ammunition tongue and forgot what it meant to be holy. 3. On the last day of love, or maybe it was regret, Eve allowed Adam to mispronounce woman. He looked at her, fruit juice running down his chin, said, "I've never been with a black woman before." Forbidden fruit. Eve said, "My body has been divided into cities. My lungs are refugee camps, my thighs borders, but oh God, don't I wear the world well?" These cloaks wear our mother's curse, slipping into this skin dress, wearing shackles like special occasion pearls. Girlhood is the forbidden fruit, biting into beauty like barbed wire, spilling sorry like an accident, like a cut tongue, constantly forced to apologize for femininity. For too long, black women have been hiding our ammunition tongues, boxing up our bodies like cargo, but what I'm saying here is that we are cargo. By now, we should probably know that though. Bodies float, bodies hanged, bodies shipped from continent to continent. 26 girls who are always more angel than human, always more Delilah than Mary, Samson mistaking her shrinking for permission. There's no one to give skin a burial at sea. The loneliest cemetery is the pause after the kickback, semi-automatically assuming slavery ended after the last fruit was eaten. Kill the mind. Feed the body. Youth is a concept most black girls know like water, which is to say, we all need it. Drinking, even as we're drowning, even as we're screaming, even as we're Centoya Browning, even after we've trained our tongues to say home is the skin at the back of our closets. Wearing black girlhood as a noose, black women are often the victims of sexual abuse, and the silence kills more of us daily. And the blood is often just used as war paint. The female body is a loaded gun. Maybe that's why we're debating gun control. To be a woman and to be black is to know that your beauty does not belong to you. Is to be the first and last person to love yourself. You grew up learning to protect the men who hate you, to know that silence is your most viable weapon. Somewhere, Moses is parting a girl's legs like the seas that we see as grave sites. Gun control is leaving the safety on if it means that he can't get in. So why you wanna fly, blackbird? You ain't ever gonna fly. Thank you.
Thank you, Haviland. Okay, deep breath in, hold it, then exhale through your mouth. All that excess, that fear, let it go. These poets, they got us, they gonna save us. Just listen to this work. That is our call of action, okay? Our final poet, Kara Jackson, is the Chicago Youth Poet Laureate. This is a program sponsored by Young Chicago Authors. Stand up. Her work has appeared in Poetry, Frontier Poetry, Rookie, Medium, Nimrod Literary Journal, and St. Huron. Through a multidisciplinary approach, Jackson attempts to document her lineage in a country that demands its erasure. I don't even know what I'm doing here no more. These poets. Welcome to the stage, to the mic, Kara Jackson.
Blood is not a woman's currency. I face Mother Nature like rent, blood, dweller of my routine faucet. We get along like languages that are similar. Sometimes I can find something in my blood that's recognizable. Sometimes I find myself in that timely pond, but it doesn't make me a woman. When asked of my kind, I wouldn't show my blood, my hands maybe, how they go searching for nothing, or the uncertainty of my teeth, the way my fingers find homes in my temples. Everyone bleeds, but not everyone can exchange their blood for something like whole countries, compromises of grass. It's true, blood is a currency for someone with too much power. Blood, a dollar in the right hands. Thank you, thank you. This next poem is dedicated to my best friend who passed away when I was a junior in high school. So I would just like to invite her into the space and to let the space acknowledge Maya Gabrielle Gary. And the title of this poem is Maya Grows on a Tree Every Year When the Season is Right. She announces herself as a fruit, reddened and relearning its color. We talk about death like a dead person doesn't always outlive themselves in being dead. As in someday, we will be 50 and we will not remember what brought us together in the first place. As in someday, I will forgive myself for every assignment I didn't turn in after the news. When we found out teenagers could die, it was in honors French class. We read Dead Maya in the glow of our palms. We slid Dead Maya into our pockets for safekeeping. Now, the Maya we knew as alive is lost in some kind of short memory, but the idea of her being dead swells and softens in our hands. The mystery of cancer is a bitter sugar. We pick our dead homies off of a vine and check them for bruises. We stay alive a little longer in the name of all the poems we will write about them. And I know the fruit metaphor gives me closure. I know that grief makes me smelly. I know that writing a poem forgives the shower water that doesn't run, the paper that goes unwritten, the pile of homework that announces itself like a fruit falling. All of my friends who are dead are also ripe. They are all fresh produce. They are all sweet in the center. All my friends who are dead have patted me on the back for getting through high school. It's hard to believe honor roll can make room for grief. My college list means so much more because Maya always wanted to go to the East Coast. And to say I graduated is also to say the tumor didn't win. The tumor is never stronger than the best friend. The tumor couldn't take me even if it wore boxing gloves, even if it fought professionally on TV. There's a cheering section in heaven where Maya stands, swinging a pom-pom, a tree moving its head with the wind. Thank you.
Kara Jackson. Wow. These are our literary ambassadors for the next year. I can quit my job today. I'm done. Right now. But we have a little bit more to go. But no matter what, remember, these young people, they are righting our wrongs. And not just democracy they are fighting for. I feel like there's a righteous rage in each of the work that they lay down, and that is testimony, and that is a blueprint for our actual freedom, because right now we are wailing and waiting in the water. Next up, Makayla Lacey was appointed the 2018 Prince George's County Youth Poet Laureate. During her appointment, she quickly endeared herself to the county executive, Angela Brooks's administration, by becoming a youth liaison, lending her unique voice at various official events. Makayla plans to publish her first chapbook this summer. Please welcome to the stage Makayla Lacey.
How's everybody doing tonight? Before I start, I just want to say that I love you guys. Like, every single solitary one of you guys have changed my life, my perspective, my ability to look at myself in the mirror, and I just thank you and congratulate you for being yourselves. You are awesome. What poets find very interesting is that when we are preparing ourselves for the next level, when we're questioning where we're going from the positions appointed to us, that we look at other poets for inspiration, and we look at other poets to kind of give us a oomph and tell us what we can do, and increase our ability to believe in ourselves. And I want to let you guys know that next year, when people are putting in applications to be the 2020 Youth Poet Laureate, they will be looking at your videos, they will be reading your works, they will be trying to figure out, what can I do better so that I can be just like these people on this stage. So, yeah. I was asked to introduce the 2018 Poet Laureate of the United States, and that is Miss Patricia. And again, she was one of the poets that I used as like a inspiration when I decided that I wanted to write, and so this is to Miss Patricia. Patricia, Patricia, Patricia. Let me guess. Your shoe size is 38 and a half. No wonder they're unfillable. The flapping around of excited feet as they try to make a noise as loud as you did, but you are a bullhorn. You are a 5-point Richter scale earthquake with a 10-day aftershock. Your voice is a lullaby to the northern star, a song to the ancestors. You are what happens when the mirror answers back to you, a reflection never bending at the strength of its own glow. I can hear your words in every revisal these poets have etched into their notebooks. You are the am I worthy we ask ourselves as we press submit and press rescind and press our hair and press our suits. We all want to be just like you. We thank you for being brave enough to share your hero with the world. We thank you for the nervousness you felt in your belly when you sat in this very room 365 practice sessions ago. We thank you for the moment you stepped on every stage, knowing and not knowing how you wanted to pull this earth into your palms. This is a thank you letter on behalf of those who are worthy enough to even shake your hand. Let them never forget the touch of your softness. Let us never forget the moment that a black girl came to the podium and proved that us winning is more than a once-in-a-lifetime victory. Let us relish in the glory that the face of this platform bore 2 afros, 2 curl patterns, 2 faces that look like my mama's and empathize with her struggle just the same, all because you were bold enough to tell the world, this is who I am. We thank you. And while we pick up our pace to run across a finish line, you dance over ever so gracefully. Let your feet never stop running. You are phenomenal. Now, without further ado, Let's call up the 2018 National Youth Poet Laureate, Patricia.
Y'all. I just need a moment. Wow. Thank you so much. I literally forgot how to speak. Okay. I'm supposed to read a poem. Can we please make some noise for these laureates? I am so excited for them. I was so excited when the finalists were released because I had the honor of hearing the majority of their works at B&B. When I heard Jackson Reed for the first time, I was literally crying. I ran over to the other Houston Youth Poet Laureate and I was like, who is that? That needs to be my friend. I'm just so proud of y'all. I love y'all so much. Please keep writing because we need it, please. I also don't want to read a poem after that, but I'm gonna read it. This is a poem about me not being a girl. Yeah. It's called A History of Coming Out. I watched my granny skin potatoes and scrub wounds, knees kissing the ground until her shins were blistered lips. This is what I know about partnership. My mama hanging underwear on a string before finally fastening herself. Wow. Tradition. How do I tell my granny I've inherited something not mine? I've tried to milk love like juice from a mango seed out of men I didn't even want. My girlness, I've searched for it like a lost key or a broken wing. Y'all still telling me that penguins mate for life. Y'all still want me to smile at your kids. I must become the spiteful wife my mother deserved to be, the vivacious womanhood my ancestors missed out on, but I am nothing but a library of desires, burning for discernment. What my blood wants for me is just a dust jacket over the exit sign. I need to talk to you about why my head is always in that damn phone. I love watching the earth shrink to an unnatural size and sparkle in its newness like a pixelated disco ball. Anything could be anyone, even the days, dancing together, companions in their autonomy. And this whole party, the only friend I've made is this healthy corner bloated on my loneliness like another me darkening into the white wall, a busted Sharpie, or an oil spill somebody forgot about. There are things that popped out despite the furrowed brow waiting for them. The black bursting from my sister's gap tooth, a beautiful stain, a contagious coming out. My mama trying to twerk before another year pulls her closer to stiffness. There's science working to prove that trees have souls, a whole biology invisible to the human eye, like a boy with sagging titties or a mountain that finally moves despite what fate had planned. There are hands that skin potatoes for the price of my eyebrow piercing, my ever-changing name. When it's time for the man to make the final decision, push a button, unleashing his whiteness like a body pussing from too much sunlight, I'll remember that there are past Patricias still daydreaming of a name to call their inevitable, of how they'd stretch the last moment skinny as a tiny border till it snaps, and even after, they are still wishing for the impossible. Somewhere in a memory I made, my granny as a child is waiting for me to be a dyke, to be non-binary, and to be alive. This last poem is from my mama's best friend. I just am happy to read a poem about the beauty supply at the Library of Congress. Okay. You tell the barber, not too sharp. You have an eyebrow lady for that. And elbows, ashy knives that slice shame into thin hairs, swept into the dustpan with everything else that no longer belongs in the beauty salon. Who cares about a nigga calling you ashy when bamboo earrings are still 2 for $1? You don't even explain to him your disdain with slippery fingers in the cancalan. You, queen of truly not giving a damn, know when you serve the next look, they'll still ask where you got it from. You tell me confidence is key, but never which doormat it sleeps under. You tell me I can be just like the girls on America's Next Top Model if I just stop making the same face in all my photos, say I do these almond eyes a disservice every time I don't cut my bangs straight, every time I cut my pretty skin with blades thin as white girls. I can't bring myself to say to you that I don't think there's enough yaki in the whole neighborhood to make up for genetics. You say cheap wig, hair glue. I'm still running away from the sun. The beauty supply is the only place I don't fear, only thirst for rotting light. Who needs Disney Channel when you have a beauty supply? There will always be white people. Let them have their extra 10 pounds, Forever 21, Sally's, Claire's. Let me have my Sister Beauty on 87th Street.
Give it up one more time for Patricia Fraser. She will be passing the torch tonight at the end of this event, and we're very close to announcing who the 2019 National Youth Poet Laureate will be. I just want to say a couple of words. My name is Michael Sorelli, and I was one of the co-founders of the program in New York City that then expanded into a national program. And really thank you, it's all good. Really the rationale behind why we started this program was because we recognize that there's tons of incredible young poets in our communities, but we really wanted to isolate and celebrate those young poets that were using their voices for change and for social impact, for activism, for volunteerism, and all of these poets that you see here tonight, you heard them, they're exquisite writers. I mean, they're featured in the top literary magazines in our country, but what you don't know is that they were also selected because of the incredible work that they do in their communities. They submit a CV and portfolio. They were out at the soup kitchen volunteering this morning. These poets put in work on the streets every day of their lives, and that's why we took this group of young poets and we put them on a platform like this. So that's really important to us. Going back 10 years ago, when the program was founded, it was created because someone came to my office from the city of New York and said, I want to start a program that energizes students around voting and energizes young voters. And that seemed like a good entryway into using that opportunity to say, let's take this title that's traditionally been reserved for adult, the laureate title, and extend it to young people, and then underlay it with this idea that we have these young change makers in our community, and overlay it with those change makers that are incredible poets and use their voice to make that change, and let's make this thing happen. 10 years later, we're at the Library of Congress, we were at the Obama White House, and all that good stuff. So before I go any further, I'd like to introduce the person who helped start this program to come and say a few words. She took the train up from New York City today, and her name is Onita Coward-Mayers, and I'm glad to have her up here and call her my friend.
Good evening, everyone. Wow, how amazing. Yes, my name is Onita Coward-Mayers. I'm so happy to be here with you this evening. Congratulations to all the family who's here as well. Can we get some applause for all the family? So, yes, I am thrilled to be invited here today to the National Youth Poet Laureate Commencement. I tell you, this is the 10th year of the founding of the first Youth Poet Laureate in New York City, so it seemed very appropriate, and I was so happy to be asked to be here on this occasion. But when I was asked to speak this evening, I became very reflective. I was grateful to be asked, but I was also really reflective about it. So one day, as Michael said, 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, really, I sat as I did today, listening to amazing young people perform their love and their experiences. And I remembered thinking at the time, I know what I was thinking. I can tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking, wow, if I could just get them to talk about civics, what's happening in their communities, and what their vision for what they'd like their world to be. And this is what I was thinking at that time. What I was dreaming, I can't really tell you. I don't know what I was dreaming to see. I don't know what I was dreaming this would be. But I do know then that I was directed to a dream maker, and that was Michael Cirillo. And that then became the bringing together of our two worlds. So one world, his, was very creative, very passionate, full of poems, models of excellence, and unimaginable vision. The other world, mine, was very structured. I was working for the government. Very hopeful, full of hope, very data-driven, very policy-driven, but too, I had some creativity and some vision as well, right? But never in my entire life did I realize where we would be today, 10 years later. So, young people, you have surpassed my wildest dreams. Thank you. They are doing everything we need them to. That's what we dream of for our children. We want them to own themselves. We want them to own their voices. We want to help and direct them, but we want them to own it. And these young people have owned it. So I'm so very grateful. My dreams are beyond imagination, have come true. And I'm happy to be here to share this moment with you. And I wish each of you the best. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Urban Word.
So we're going to close the space. We have an incredible poet that you've heard tonight, but you haven't heard them as a poet, and that's our host, Mahogany Brown. You want to hear a poem from her? Hold up right quick, I got a couple thank yous first. A couple of housekeeping. We have some beautiful, and when I say beautiful, gorgeous pieces of artwork in the back. They feature each of these poets. There's 5, 1 for each poet, and those are free for everyone in here, and the poets will be back there, and they can sign the posters if you want. If you don't want them signed, you don't have to get them signed. We have incredible anthologies back there as well, so you can get the anthology on your way out. So that's the housekeeping. The thank yous are in order. It takes a lot of commitment to something like this in a place like this to happen. So I want to thank the Library of Congress for hosting us in particular. Thank you. I want to thank Anya Creighton and Rob Casper, who are really the people that are the engine behind making this event happen, and I'm really grateful for them. We also have a lot of organizations that support this program, everyone from the Academy of American Poets, the Poetry Society of America, Cave Canem, etc. Incredible judges, everyone from Juan Felipe Herrera, who was a poet laureate of our country, Elizabeth Acevedo, who is a local national book award winner who came out of Urban Word. She was one of the judges for this contest, so you'll get to hear who the winner is soon. I want to thank the local organizations that host programs here for Youth Poet Laureate and help bring a great crowd tonight. So I want to thank Mazi Mutafa from Word Beats in Life. I want to thank Slangston Hughes and Kenneth Morrison from DuBois, Baltimore. Do More Rolled Deep. And I want to thank Dialect, Prince George's County, Patrick Washington. Thank you, Patrick. I want to thank Urban Word staff members who came down, our program director, Chanel Gabriel, our executive director, Sophia Snow, who's back there. We even had board members who came down on the train, Ellen Parker and Heather Marotta, they're here today. We have our first board chair in the house who lives down here now, Mally Locke. We have people that support us in the foundation world here. It's just incredible. People that have come from New York made that extra effort. And last but not least, our program director for National Program, National Youth Poet Laureate, who's really carried the torch for this program, connects and interfaces with all the organizations across the country. There's more than 40 of them, and it's growing, and maybe by next year, this time, we'll have 60 or 70 orgs. Sorry, Camilla. Dr. Camilla Davis. And with that said, the person that gets a big thanks, just being kind of the torchbearer of our work for many, many years, as long as I've been part of Urban Word, who's your host tonight. She's our artistic director, of course. She has a new children's book out called Woke Baby. She has a Black Girl Magic book out. She's got tons of incredible poetry books out. So we'll close with a poem by her, and then we'll have Patricia up to announce the winner. Give it up for Mahogany Brown.
Thanks, y'all. Also, shout out to Terrence Hayes for giving us the book cover. He did not charge us. He is a Guggenheim genius and just happens to do art on the side. So make sure you get this. This is, it's an amazing gift. I'm gonna do something new. New stuff. I like it. You could have said the word, honey. It's fine. It's all good. This is your world. She's like, who's in the crowd? So I wrote this for the Women's March that just happened. The specific one is in New Jersey, and it's called When Fannie Lou Hamer Said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. When Fannie Lou Hamer said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, she meant no more turned cheek, no more patience for the obstruction of a black woman's right to vote and plant and feed for her family. She meant equality will cost you your luxurious life. If a woman can't vote, if a brown baby can't be fed, if we all don't have the same opportunities America promised, she meant ain't no mountain boulder enough to wand off a determined woman. She meant ain't no room for your ego's consideration. She meant here, look at my hands, each palm holding the globes of your eyes. History wants you to forget the 16 shots that sent me harm-free from a plantation shack. But look at my eyes. Both these are windows to the little lights of mine. She meant nothing but death can stop me from marching at a jail cell a free woman. She meant nothing but death can stop me from running for Congress. She meant no blackjack beating will stop my feet from working and my heart from swelling and my mouth from praying. She meant America, you will learn what freedom really tastes like. Each butter bean and potato and cotton seed and dirt patch picked by my sturdy hand. She meant look at my sisters with me. Miss Victoria Gray and Anna Devine with our rightful seats in the back of the House floor. She meant until my children and my children's children and they babies too can march and vote and represent this country or represent the White House and get back in interest what was planted in this blessed land. She meant I ain't stopping America. I ain't stopping America. And even death can't take away from my woman hands what I've rightfully earned. Thank you and welcome back, Patricia.
Oh, okay. Hello, you guys, again. So I'm here to announce that, I don't know, I didn't get a script, but that your 2019 National Youth Poet Laureate is my best friend, Kara Jackson!
Wow, I would just like to say that, first of all, I'm standing to the right of 4, I can't count, 5 amazing, beautiful poets who I just have been so inspired by in the last 24 hours. Literally, I feel like way smarter than I ever have been. Just being in the same house as these people. And so it's just really a big honor to be named this, knowing that you guys all just are so deserving of this as well. And I just am thankful to all the people, all my mentors, and to Pat for just believing in me and being representing a community of people who believe in me at Young Chicago Authors. And thanks for my family for being here and for being supportive of me. And thank you, Mahogany Brown, for just being raw and just letting me look up to you. I just feel like maybe your ears just burn because I just talk about you so much. And thanks everybody for looking at me. This is not planned. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna just leave the mic now.
Stand up, stand up.